You can, right? You can hear me pretty good? Do, 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 do. We're going to need a chair. If you have a chair or a couch or a wall. If you don't, then we could use a bolster. I'll give you a few minutes. We're just now 5 minutes away, 6 minutes away. Yeah. So I think you can chat with me, whoever you are that's here. I appreciate your being here and helping me learn this. So I'm going to chat to you. Hi. And then if you could chat back if you want to, you don't have to. Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Turning off my phone. So welcome everybody coming in. Oh, about 3 more minutes. You want to say hi, say hi. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Looks like you can. I see somebody's here with me, but I don't know who you are. I'm so grateful that you're here. I hope you're ready to do some shaking down. And I definitely am. I'm excited about our little sequence. We won't spend too much time, about a half hour or so. And I'm hoping that every Tuesday night we can come together and just sit or stand in our body and just really check in with how we're doing. So I'm excited about this. Just hanging out though, wait until it's time. It's crazy what we can do with technology now. Hello, hello, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. This is our stand still for a moment together. Stand still for a moment together. So, turning off your phones, we'll take about a half hour and just check in, see what we're holding, see if we can hold with it, and then let it go. So, I'm excited about this sequence. What we're going to use is a strap. We're going to need a block. And if you cannot get on the floor comfortably, then I'm going to have you use a chair. I'm not going to use it, but if you needed to use a chair instead of our bolster, then you would do that. Okay. And the other thing I want to show you is I want to show you the difference between these two things. Okay. This blanket's very heavy and this is very light. So I want to show you this. So if I were to shake this out, you can see that it moves so freely, right? Just so freely. And I can hold it with just my index and thumb, very light and very frilly, not frilly, but loose. This is a heavy blanket, right? It doesn't move nearly as well. It's heavy, right? And it's not as, I have to hold it with all my fingers. That's the difference in the way I want to work tonight, okay? Is one is very heavy and one is very light, all right? So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to mountain pose and we're going to stand still for a moment. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stand still for a moment. Tuesdays at 6 o'clock Central. That's what I want to do is I just want anybody who wants to come together with me and just stand still for a moment. Stand still for a moment together. Stand still for a moment. Together. Okay? Start to move your arms a little bit. See if you can just shake it off, almost like you're wearing a heavy coat, as we've talked about. You could even take off your sweater, right? Just see if you can shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Just really shake it off. We do a lot of movement, some of us. We do a lot of exercise and mindful awareness. This isn't that right now. This is just about us just sort of shaking it off. You know what I mean? Just shake it off. You could swing your arms around. See if you could find something that is really releasing. I like to walk back and forth. Just being in your body. We're so heady, right? We're thinking all the time. Shake it off. Okay, let's come to a mountain pose here and let's sit up or stand up nice and tall. And we're just going to make a little circle with our nose. Just a little circle, not too much. How's that feel on your neck? And going the other way. What are you doing? What is this bridge from the before class to after class? Right? Keep bringing your mind's attention to this moment. Let's go the other way if you haven't already. About 3 more rounds. And every time you find that your mind is leaving here, just come back to noticing what's going on in your neck. And then come back to neutral. Let's do that with our shoulders. Sometimes it's nice to make big circles with those arms if that's what you're wanting to do. Really moving those shoulders. After a long day of sitting at the computer, just move them. If that's too intense on your shoulders, just little bitties. Remember, this is our neck stem, right? This is our neck stem. So we're moving these shoulders so that we can have some freedom in that neck. Other way, if you haven't already, or you're making those big movements. Three, and 2, and very nice. Start to shake out your leg here. Do a little balance. And shake it all the way. Shake, 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 shake. See if you can make it all jiggle. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Other side again. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Kind of fun, right? Balance on that tightrope. Other side. Jiggle, jiggle. Just let it all go. Right? Good. And back to standing still for a moment. Feel the way the outside edges of the heels are down. Feel the way the big toe is. Just stand still for a moment. Together with other people doing it with you. Stand still for a moment. All right, good. So get your strap, and if you don't have a strap, you could always use a necktie or a bathrobe belt, whatever. If you do yoga regularly, though, I do recommend you use straps. They make the postures so just full of integrity. And what I want you to do is take it so it's armpit to armpit. So we call that shoulder distance, armpit to armpit. And as always, if this doesn't feel good to you, you're not going to do it. So we're going to take the strap above our elbows. You know what? Before we do, let's get our bolster ready. So we're going to take the bolster on the middle of the mat with a block here at the front. Again, if getting on your knees is not working for you, you'll use the chair and you'll skip putting your knees down. Okay, so we're going to put our feet hip distance apart, hip distance, right underneath that bolster. We're going to take our elbows into the strap. And we're going to take our hands to our back like this. Okay? Just feel that. Somebody might want to do that. Some of you, if you have very flexible wrists, maybe you'll spend a little bit of time like that. For me, this is really nice. What's the head of your arm bone doing? So feel yourself pressing into the hands here. And we're going to sit the head right on top. And imagine that you're squeezing a block between those elbows, right? You're squeezing a block between the elbows. In other words, you're trying to squeeze it and pop the strap. And you're putting your hands on those flanks. Your belly is in, your ribs are in, and maybe you'll do a little drop of the chin. Let's go 8 breaths. Just feel this. Just stand still for a moment. It's nice to be with you, whether you're here live or you're watching the recording. It's nice to know that other people want to take a pause, right? Take a pause. Let's see how I am. How am I doing? What am I showing up with right now? Am I frustrated from work? Am I frustrated with my kids? Do I feel a sense of overwhelm? What's going on with me right now? And can I just sit with it? Stand with it? Not try to run from it, talk myself out of it, just noticing it like I'm standing on a mirror. 2 more big breaths. Beautiful. Stack your head up if that works for you. Now we're going to take our knees down and we're going to put the shins on that bolster. So I still have broken toe pose going. I still have my toes curled under. I'm going to take my strap off of my arms. That should feel, Does that feel, Feels, to me. Yummy. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to take these arms and pull them up here. So now we're in dolphin. We're going to play with this pose in just a moment. So go ahead and put your hands on your lap. Feel the 10 toes. Feel yourself really spreading. You see how my heel is right above those toes? I'm really working those toes. All 10 of them are spreading. All right, dolphin arms. Go ahead and slide the the forearms on your mat with the palms facing each other. If you wanted to hold the block, you could. I'm not going to. I'm going to use it later. But that's the action. So you're really pushing those elbows down, and we're going to take our bottom up. If you're not coming down to your knees, your elbows are on the chair or a couch or a table, and you're more in a 90-degree angle, resting rather than being upside down. 3 more big breaths. Just stand still for a moment. So nice. Come on down. If it feels nice to you, turn the palms up here. Not everybody's going to like that, so you decide what works best for you. If you can, palms are facing up. Press those wrists down. Again, take your bottom to the sky. This is all for that neck. How you doing here? See if you can drop that heavy head. If this doesn't feel comfortable on your shoulders, you can bring the palms to touch or go to the earlier level where the palms are facing one another. Just let that big, heavy head go as you notice the way you're feeling. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Bringing your knees down here, back to your broken toe pose. And pause. How you doing? Okay. Now we're going to take ourselves over here. We're going to put our hip on the bolster. If you are in the chair, you're going to be just hanging over or doing whatever it is that you feel like would be best for you. If you wanted to do this on a wall, you could. So we're going to press that inner wrist down, and we're just going to shrug and then lift, and then shrug and then lift, keeping that head up here, shrug and lift. So you want to keep that forehead the same height as the chin. Now hold it here. And I want you to imagine that you're trying to slide this way. So you're getting a lot of length there in the ribs to the top of the pelvis. 3 deep breaths. I like to play with some twisting here. I like to take my leg up. I like to really just be playful here. So that's 3 breaths. Now in the next minute or so, I want you to just be mindful. Keep the front plane of your body looking forward. Keep the elbow right underneath your shoulder, but maybe play with lifting or bending this top leg, just noticing. What's it feel like to be sitting on this side of your hip, your pelvis? Keep dragging yourself out of the waist here, long spine. 3 more deep breaths. Very nice. Now we're going to turn down, coming into what modern frog here. We're going to bring our leg under just to keep your knee safe. Go ahead and put those toenails down instead of flipping it out like that. And so now we have one leg on the bolster and one leg off. So I'm going to go ahead and put the top of my thigh on that bolster, coming into a variation of like a pigeon. And again, curl those toes under, really feel the toes moving towards you, the toes moving towards you, the heel moving away, and you're trying to tip the front of the pelvis back. So a nice big back bend from the top of the pelvis to the rib cage. Anyone working deeper, maybe you'll bend that knee. And again, just feel yourself being here, really connecting to stretching out that front body, which has been sitting most of us all day. So nice. Good. And gently come on back up. Back up. And if you wanted to go to a broken toe pose here, come back. If you wanted to go back to being shins down, a little bit easier, do that. And we'll just pause. It's just a little way to sort of close up the day. Sometimes people have a drink, right? I'm going to have a drink after work and have a smoke after work. How about a little bit of yoga? It's really nice. All right, taking ourselves to the other side here. We're going to take the hip or the pelvis on the side here, elbow right under the wrist, elbow right under the shoulder, inner wrist pushing down. Find that length here. Imagine again, you're trying to drag yourself out, long spine. Just seeing if you can connect from the top of the pelvis up to the ridge, stretching out there. You know, if we sit a lot, or even if we're up on our feet, this gets compressed, this area. 3 more breaths. Start playing with this other leg here, keeping your front of the body looking towards the camera. Go ahead and maybe find some ways of playing. Deep breaths. Stretching out that body of yours that's worked so hard for you today, right? or it's not done a lot and it's hungry for movement. 3 more big breaths. So nice. So, so nice. All right. When we're ready, we're going to take it over to, again, this idea that the other thigh is going to be on that mat. We're going to come into like a modern frog here, pointing those toes back and either bending there or keeping those toes curled under as we did last time, heel moving away, toes moving toward, and trying to find that length between the top of the pelvis and the rib cage. And just sit still for a moment. Just notice what's going on. So good and beautiful. We're going to come back to the broken toe again. So taking your shins back up on that bolster, back into broken toe. And again, sitting still for about 5 breaths, just receiving the work. Good. And our last thing before we slow down and do our quiet sit is to take yourself up to that last downward dog today. Let all that fresh blood come into the head, pushing through the thumbs. Bend the knees if you need to, and see how long you can make your spine. 8 deep breaths. About 3 more breaths, please. And when it's time for you to come down, come on down and let's find a position that's super comfortable. Maybe it's a chair, maybe it's on the floor, maybe it's sitting on a blanket. I want you to think of that blanket I was showing you where one was moving very quickly and one was moving very heavily. Okay, and I want you to bring your attention to your spine. So as we sit up nice and tall, I want you to just move it side to side, like that heavy blanket, almost like it's blowing in the wind. But it's that heavy blanket, so it's taking a lot of time to move. We're talking about the lower spine, the middle spine, the spine around the heart, that heavy spine, the neck maybe. And we're going to spend 8 breaths here, just a little bit of a movement like that heavy blanket. side to side. Can you feel the isolation between the lower spine, the middle spine, and the upper spine? Remember, the spine goes up to roughly the roof of your mouth, all the way out through the tailbone. And then maybe you'll start to feel like that looser scarf. You'll just be like, whoa, whoa, just nice and easy and fluid. Back to that heavy blanket now. Feel free to drop your head and focus on one area. Maybe it's just the lower. It's just very slight, right? Not too big. And then a little bit more fluid here, like that scarf. Just side to side. Where is the lower? Is it the medium? Is it the upper? Kind of fun to play with. And my homework for you would be, when you're in a forward fold, can you feel that heavy blanket? Can you feel that ribbon quality? It's a really nice way to feel that spine. So to end today, go ahead and find some cat-cow here. So grabbing the knees, lean away, and then lean toward, and then lean away. So start to breathe now, long and steady. I know you've been breathing the whole time, and I'm grateful for that. But now really deep in those inhales and exhales. Do 2 more, please. Beautiful spine of ours. And now find a place of being calm. And just sit still for a moment. Sit perfectly still for a moment. What's going on with you right now? Can you sit with it? Whatever's going on with you, can you just witness it? Can you sit with it completely still? Just watch. Like a mountain sitting on a lake, reflecting yourself back to yourself. 1 minute, please. Can you sit with it? When you're ready, please bring your hands to your heart. Gently bow the chin to your chest. And just honoring yourself and the time that you spent here tonight. Sitting still for a moment, replenishing, renewing. Keep reflecting yourself back to yourself. Keep that deeper part of the mind on. And keep moving. I hope this is of benefit to you. See you next Tuesday at 6 o'clock Central. Deep, deep bows. Namaste.